Hi, this is Mimi and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, this is going to be part one of my next commission and we are making another journal. This one's for my lovely favorite youngest aunt, my Aunt Lisa, and she wanted a decorated like I decorate my own journals, but she's got a theme. And her theme is living her best life, everything she loves, which I love you, Aunt Lisa. I really do. Was fun for me it was actually fun for me to dig through everything I own and find stuff related to everything she loves. But we're working on the cover today, the base of the book, and what she said to me was, I love the idea of using a book. And I said, great. Well, what kind of book? Because everybody has their own preference for a book. And she goes, I'd love to use like an old Agatha Christie. And she said, I'll look to see if I can find you one. And I said, I have an old copy of the ABC Murders, and every time I pick it up to read it, I realize it's in such bad shape I can't actually read it. And I sent her a picture of it and she's like, perfect. So for all of you who hate to see that be done, I ripped it apart off camera. So here it is. As you can see, like the cover's torn. There's a chunk missing out of the corners. It's in a shape, and this is why I didn't want to read it. I didn't want it to fall apart more. I have the back cover here also. Look how aged and beautiful it is. We're not going to see that. Why? Because it is so fragile. I'm going to glue it to chipboard. It's very fragile. And then I pulled out enough pages for 31 days, 2 pages each. 2 pages for each day of journaling. I don't know when she's using it for, so I'm doing 31 days. I'm going to cover the chipboard in craft paper. Okay, I'm also then going to, and I didn't pull out the right stamp. I'm a dum-dum. Hold on. I don't know if this will air. I filmed my stuff and I have all my stuff ready to go. I need this done by a certain date because my mom's actually driving I live in Pennsylvania. My aunt lives in Virginia. My mom's going down to see my aunt. Anyway, so I don't have to ship this, which is great. I have been using these collapsible crates from the Bullseye Playground at Target, and I've been pooling all my stuff and putting it for projects and putting them in these crates, which works great. They fit underneath my bed, so I can line them up under my bed, and when it's time for a project, I pull it out. So I've been storing everything in there, and last night I thought, I really want to use this newsprint stamp to decorate the inside of the book cover. So I pulled down my stamps to grab it, and then never grabbed it. I grabbed something else instead, because duh. And then I forgot to grab the chipboard. I hope this is big enough. Yeah. Okay, so I have the chipboard. I have all this paper here I grabbed from my stash to use. I will go through everything in part 2 of what I have for the actual book. And this is going to be a spiral bound with my cinch. So we have the front and the back cover. We have the stamp to use. We have the very thick chipboard. You ready? It is a thick boy. It's thick. I don't know where it came from. I found it in my stash. And we have the Jot, let me turn it the right way so you can read, Jot Mailing Craft Paper Roll from, you guessed it, the Dollar Tree. So let's get started. Yeah, this is very flimsy. We're just going to glue them on. I will probably glue him on, not either with my Barely Art or my Scotch Crate glue stick. One or the other. They're both permanent. So we'll see. I'm going to cut the chipboard down to size. I'm going to use my guillotine and I will do that off camera because it shakes everything. Hold on. Okay. Now, if you've been with me for a while, I put aside the book covers. I don't want to A, ruin them, or B, lose them. So if you've been with me for a while, you know my favorite way to, what am I on that is, okay. let's not think I'm an idiot, but I never pulled my one leg of my desk over and clicked it into place. Hold on, you ready? Seriously? There we go. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. If you've ever seen one of my videos, you know my favorite way to cover chipboard for any kind of album or journal in this case is to use double stick tape. So that is what we are going to use today to cover this album. Now I'm also not going to cover it all the way up. I mean not all the way up, but all the way around because why am I looking for another scissor when there's a scissor right here? Because I can't think because I'm very, very hungry. Because the cover's going to cover it. Yeah, that made total sense, didn't it? The cover's going to cover it. Because the cover of the book is going to go on the front and cover it, so it doesn't need to wrap all the way around. Excuse my reach. I just want to cover the back, and then we will stamp on the back, which also doesn't have to be perfect. I would rather it look a little vintage, so maybe... Okay, here we go. Let's get this out of our way. Maybe I will actually use my either vintage photo or walnut stain or something like that ink instead of using black ink like I normally do to stamp. Now, I'm just going to use that. It makes a great paperweight. Okay, I'm going to put one aside. Let's see if I can find my ink, huh? This is my ink bucket, basket, whatever. Well, the only one in here is walnut stain. I don't feel like digging anything else out, so walnut stain it is. As long as it's brown. I don't particularly care what the shade is. So we're going to put this aside while we add our double stick tape. It looks like I might have to pull out my other one soon. And I hope I don't have to order more. Let me tell you, crafting gets to be very expensive. I'm also very, very warm. I'm tired. I'm tired of summer already. I am not a summer girl. I am a fall and winter person, okay? Give me the cold. Especially since I've been sweating. Now, I'm off my pills. And I am now, I believe, I would have to check. I believe today is the day that, I'm not sure. I would have to check. I think now the pills are finally completely out of my system. I don't know. I'm not sure. And I'm still sweating so bad. But it's also summer. It's also summer. It's also hot and muggy. Gross. Right. And I've never been a fan of heat. Never. I'm also very hungry. What's the likelihood I can get my son to make me breakfast? What do you think? I mean, I have to cook for him. Why shouldn't he cook for me? He will if I ask him. But he was mad at me yesterday. He He made breakfast for himself yesterday, and he says to me, Mom, don't ever, and I'd laugh, don't ever turn the toaster all the way up to maximum. I said, I cleaned it. Because I did. I cleaned the toaster, and I must have turned it up while I was cleaning it. I'm like, I cleaned it. Sorry. I'm like, maybe you should pay attention. Personally, I like my toast darker. He likes his toast very light. I find that weird. And just make bread. What's the point of toasting it? Sometimes, if he didn't look like people in my family, I would think that's not my child. Ay, ay, ay. My real child's at the hospital still. Weirdo. Anyway. Seriously, I'm hungry. I'm wondering if I can get him to make me breakfast. Or get my boyfriend to bring. What time is it? Oh, maybe I can get my boyfriend to bring lunch. What do you think? Nah, I'll be a good girl. I'll go make myself something good to eat. I'll go make myself some avocado toast. I do have an avocado I have to use. Did I not say that I need to cut this so big, and I still cut it huge? So big. What was I thinking? Also, let's talk about yesterday. So after I got a new rug, my dad decided he needed a new rug. Now, the rugs we had were from my mom. They were in her house. And she decided to get rid of them for reasons. I don't remember why. She gave them to me, which was fine. We needed them, so it was fine. But they were very high pile rugs. I've talked about it. The high pile in my room just did not work with crafting. And honestly, the high pile in my dad's room, he's disabled. It doesn't always work for him to walk on a high pile. So when he saw my rug, he was like, oh, I think maybe I need a new rug. I'm like, whatever, you do you. I don't care what you do. So he got himself a new rug. So yesterday, it had been sitting in the living room for ages. So it was time. I'm like, okay, I really have to do his rug. So I call my son to help me, and he just could not get a grip on my dad's bed with the rug still being under my dad's bed for him to lift it up and me pull the rug out. So I had to lift up the rug. I had to lift up the bed. I'm like, son of a... I am almost 44 years old. You're 20, kid. So I held up the bed, okay, to pull out the very high pile rug. And then when it was time to put the new rug in, my dad's like, oh, I'll help. And I'm like, okay, this should be great. Because, you know, he's disabled. He can't do crap. Lord knows. Dude can't do crap. So... he decides he's going to lift up the bed, which I thought, okay, the bed's not that heavy. With my son lifting up the other side, and him lifting up one side, and I'm unrolling the carpet, it should be okay. Because, you know, I don't want him to get on the floor. He may not. It might take him a while to get up, honestly. So I'm on the floor, and I'm like, all right, 1, 2, 3, lift. Well, I'm like, Dad, you have to lift higher. And he's like, I can't get any higher. I can't get any higher. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll lift. You get on the floor. At this point, we have no choice. So he gets down on the floor and he's lifting. And he gets down on the floor, so I'm lifting. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3, lift. My son and I lift it up, and he's unrolling. And all of a sudden, he's yelling, Amy, help. Here, Sammy, the little wiener, is on his chest kissing him. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Okay, so you want to know what the problem was with the bed? He was just lifting the freaking mattress. He wasn't lifting the frame. Yep. I give up. Yep. Give up. Yep, give up. Yep. Dude was not lifting. He was not lifting the bed frame. He was only lifting the mattress. Yep, just lifting the mattress. That's what he says to me later. He goes, by the way, I was only lifting the mattress. I didn't know I wasn't lifting the frame. I was like, okay, that explains so much. Okay, so there we go. There's one. Alright, I'm going to pause and do the other one off camera now that you saw how I did one. And honestly, I need some cool air. I'm very warm. Hold on. Back. So here we are with our 2 chipboard bases. Now, I was going to stamp on these covers, but I'm thinking they so closely match the vintage patina of the inside cover that maybe I just might, let me see if I ink it, how it would look to get it to a match. To get it like maybe just a little bit closer. What do you think? Instead of stamping it. I think so. And then making it so it looks more like the natural inside cover of the book. I wish I had a barcode. I don't have a barcode stamp. That upsets me. That upsets me. That's just lines. Why don't I have a barcode stamp? But I think I'm just going to leave it like that. That way. There we go. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Instead of stamping it. And then gluing this on here. And then normally, after I glue this on here, this would be the time that I would punch everything and put the book together. However, I am using my cinch, and because I'm using my cinch, here we go, or I want to make sure I get a good, there we go, like that. Because I'm using my cinch, I want to decorate the pages before I cinch everything together. So let me ink this and make sure I ink all on the inside and the edges and everything, and get that all inked, make it look very old instead of fresh off the roll, as we all know it is. It's fresh off the roll. It's a brand new roll. I used the last of my old roll to paint my bookshelf. Put my bookshelf on it, and that's what I used the last, because I still had plenty of that roll left. This paper does go a very long way. Okay. Yep. This craft wrapping paper goes a very long way. Lasts a very long time. If you're not using it for shipping products and you're using it to cover journals, it lasts a very long time. I'm going to also tell you, I reserve the right to change my mind. I may end up stamping it later anyway. It all depends how it looks at the end, you know? So, let's glue these on, and I'm going with the Barely Art glue because the other stuff fell. Let's face it. The glue stick fell, and I don't feel like moving my desk to get it. Okay. Like I said, usually at this point I would be getting ready to punch all the papers and put the entire book together. Like I said, since it's a cinch bound spiral, I think I'm just going to decorate all the pages and then punch everything and put it all together. That way I'm not decorating around the spiral like I normally would, like I would with my journals. But like my journals I put together so far in advance. Like my Betty White June journal I put together last year. Okay, and then there's a little bit to trim there. When we discussed this journal, I did tell her I could make it bigger. And she said she wanted it true to size, but I do just want to trim off any little excess. I'm filming. That's hanging off here. Sorry, that was my child. He's going to get mad at me. I forgot to hang up my sign. I didn't even think about it. There we go. So there we go. Any little excess needs to get trimmed off because no matter... I'm going to tell you, I hate my guillotine. There are no, like... I love my guillotine. I literally only use it for chipboard. That's why my boyfriend got it for me. It's for chipboard and cardboard. Okay. So there's the back cover. But it has no, like, specific... it doesn't have very good markings on it. So a lot of times... no really good grid marks or specific lines. Sometimes I'm off with my cutting. And I think somebody must be home. Ooh. See, this is why I didn't want to read this book. It's very, very very delicate. That's another reason I wanted to glue it to chipboard. As a journal that's going to get used, I didn't want it to fall apart more. So, but to make sure to line it up very well on this side. There we go. Oh, my son's making breakfast. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This is the front and back cover. And then, like I said, here are the base pages. They'll all be decorated, but here are the base pages. She did not want me to change the size of the book. Oh my God, this is going to be an adorable little journal. I'm a little jealous. Aunt Lisa, I'm a little jealous. This is going to be freaking adorable. Wonder if I have book corners. Let's look. They'd be right here. So let's see if I don't think I have book corners. I don't think I have enough book corners. They'd be in this one here. Oh, I do. I have these. So I do have, oh, I only have one of these. I would like to at least protect this corner here, but I only have one. I may, oh man, I'm gonna have to go to Joann or Michael's and spend a fortune on frickin' book corners. Oh no, though, if I go to Michael's, Michael's used to sell Recollections brand of the generic, like, Tim Holtz. I think I need to go get, look, I think they need the book corners to protect the corners of this book. I'm gonna have to go to Michael's. Okay. Because this, while cute, would not protect those corners, but cute would not protect those corners. These I hate. They're generics from Amazon, and I hate them, and I don't have any more of. That was the only one of those Tim Holtz ones that I had left. How do I have one? What kind of person only has one? Come on now. Okay, so that is it for today's video. I'm so upset by this, but I'm gonna have to go to Michael's, but I'll go tomorrow. Right? I have errands to run tomorrow, so I will go tomorrow. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy online, pick up in store, or else I'm gonna end up buying all kinds of crap I do not need. And I was just there. I was literally just there. Okay, comment down below and tell me, what do you think about this little journal so far? I just love it. It is so adorable. I'm glad I had this falling apart, very fragile book. Thanks for joining me today. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.